Nyaho Tamakloe ɛna ne ho akye no wɔ ase pɔtɔɔ na asɛm bɛn paa na ɔkae. Nyaho Tamakloe sɛ ɔsɛnse sɛ ɛyɛ yɛn president Akuffo Addo ɔpɛ dɛ ɔyɛ biribi na Akuffo Addo pɛ dɛ ɔyɛ no ɔnyɛ ade papa. Na ɔgu do kasa no na host no silence no. Ma yɛntie deɛ ɛkɔɔ so ɛwɔ asɛm bɛn a.
Hear from you why or how significant this message is at this time.
Well, I would say it's very significant because for the first time in our history, political history, you can see that the sort of tension we have in town at the moment towards an election is very, very, very frightening. Now, my main worry is that the Electoral Commissioner is not doing what she's expected to do. And that is the main problem that is facing the nation. Now, we have a whole lot of electoral frauds. People have been seen buying votes openly in public. People have been seen giving out paper bags containing whatever only God knows. There have even been frightening pictures, not pictures, videos of already some printed ballot papers that have been put into a huge bag. And you see the police, the security officers struggling with the chairman, regional chairman of NPP. I mean, these are serious infractions. And if we sit down on concert, especially the churches who have always been preaching when it is late, the churches, the National House of Chiefs, and all the other institutions that I will say the public looks up to are sitting down on concert. On concert. Now, this country is working towards a disaster. I can see that clearly. And the disaster will come just like that if we continue with what is happening now. Now, the most, I think this can only be understood by somebody who has been a soldier before. Now, don't think it is in the interest of the soldier to take power. No. The way we are going now, I would say Akuffo Addo is walking us into the military.
How so?
Because what we cannot rely.
Na deɛ mentie ase ne sɛ Nyaho Tamakloe ɛdeɛ na wahu ɛdeɛ na wate. But I've also heard say Nyaho Tamakloe no n'adamfo paa ɛne Akuffo Addo nti he knows him very well. I've also heard say before Akuffo Addo became even a president no, Nyaho Tamakloe ɛka kyerɛ Ghanafo sɛ mo a montu aba no ɛmfa ma Akuffo Addo. Is it ɛyɛ ɔtan anaasɛ what? Ɛyɛ ɔtan anaasɛ because I'm not getting it. Well, let's continue. But this issue, a big issue paa. Well, I don't know. Let's continue to watch him.
Now, and mind you, the police is a service. It's not a force. They are not supposed to use fatal weapons. The police can do what it could. They can never stand the population. And when we go beyond that, we just walk into the hands of the military.
So, Doc, why not the IGP, but you put the responsibility at the doorstep or at the foot of the president?
Certainly, the president is responsible for whatever happens in this country. And unfortunately, when he is speaking about this particular elections, he speaks about peaceful election. I have to say this election to be peaceful. It's not going to be peaceful. The way things are going on, this election will not be peaceful. And we must get that clear. There are elders in this country. There are chiefs in this country. We have religious bodies in this country. They are all quiet.
They are quiet.
And then we sit down and all of a sudden, we shall probably have to go back 40 years, 50 years back. If that is what we want, then let's all keep quiet.
And Doc, just before we let you go, you also talk directly to the Electoral Commission, but I want to hear your assessment so far from the special voting exercise, events leading up to that. Talk to us about what steps you expect the Electoral Commission to take going forward.
Look, I just saw on your screen burning of defective papers. I mean, when an electoral commissioner behaves this way, she's simply incompetent. That's what it means. You see, how can electoral papers be defective? This is not the first time. This, I think, the third time that they have been burning this thing. Now you ask yourself, the political parties themselves, how do they look at that? That will tell you that there's a lot going wrong in the Electoral Commission itself. And I have said time and again that Jim Mensah has to be careful before he walks this country into a disaster.
What do you think could be wrong at the Electoral Commission?
And we have some few days to go to an election. And we are seeing already some printed papers. I mean, and the police is doing nothing.
When the police is not doing anything, the police is doing nothing. But you see, the police cannot do anything because IGP Nankasa Prampo, a president and they are appointing. Into the IGP cannot go and arrest the president. The IGP cannot do anything to the president. What you are saying? Well, we are all hoping say peace will prevail after this election, during and after the election, because Mujashegu, no one is ready to die, especially but we way. Well, Nyaho Tamakloe, let's continue to listen to him.
I see. Doc, you made mention. Listen, we have the election only 3 days and some hours away. And then you mentioned that given what you have seen, the conduct of the Electoral Commission so far, it would appear there's something clearly wrong there. I want to understand from you, what do you see from where you sit?
No, certainly. You can see that she is not her own self. Look, we have some of us have been in this thing for close to 50 years. We came, some of my colleagues, they are there, including Akuffo Addo, to fight military regimes. So we know what it means when we are getting closer to it. Akuffo Addo wants to hand this country over to the military.
I see.
And if we are not careful, it will happen. Well, by the way of the behavior, I mean, a political party should not in any way at all try to deceive the populace. If you know you have done a good job, just wait for the election day and you'll be voting.
Indeed, Doc. I'm afraid we'll have to end our conversation here, but thank you so much for talking to us. Dr. Nyaho Tamakloe is a founding member of the NP.
Dr. Nyaho Tamakloe. I somehow carry. I say my thing we are mass making. Say, so when we say what modern our government, there's no need for you to try to manipulate anyone to make sure that you win the election. What you have done will speak for you. What you have done will speak for you. This goes to both NDC and NPP. Whether we like it or not, NDC and NPP will continue to rule this country. And I just say Nyankopon ankasa na ochim nyama bi ansa na this subscribe everything me what you say. Thank you very much for watching. In some Nyaho Tamakloe it me eda to dwa and then you. Thank you very much.